The proximity of where Houston is located and the routes and the airlines that fly out over there, like 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒃, United, they have a really heavy footprint in the South America, Central America area.
Yep.
So honestly, a lot of the flights from Houston to El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico City, like kind of that direct region right under it.
Yeah.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly
Sexy. I'm your co-host, Natasha Terrell, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your co-host, Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. All right, guys. So oftentimes you're in our DMs, you're in our text messages, you're asking the questions like, how do you find good deals? And more importantly, why are all the good deals out of Philly?
Yes.
Shout out to PHL.
Yes.
We definitely get real lucky. However, we often say that travel deals or just flight deals in general really do depend on where you live, where you are, or where you're able to fly out of.
Exactly.
So this episode is really going to showcase where and how to find the least expensive flights. Like, we got some deals listed. We got some pricing listed, so we can share and kind of give you an idea of what you can look forward to in the first quarter of the year if you're looking to go to certain destinations, and more importantly, flying from certain cities.
Yes. Not just Philly.
Not just Philly, but Philly really be that girl. Like, it's not, we don't be just doing it because
right.
we live here.
Search other cities.
We search other cities, but it was even hard to put this list together because Philly just was hitting out the park on
so you will probably hear Philly a couple times.
Right, exactly. So stick around if you're looking for some flight deals or just some tips on how to keep the costs down. But before we jump into all of that, a little bit of goddess mail from our inbox to yours. What's going on in the world of travel, Jazz?
Y'all, this is crazy. So let's set the scene because this is a what would you do instance.
Oh my gosh.
So you're on a flight, a Spirit flight because it's relevant. You're on a Spirit flight and you go, to put your bag in the overhead, and you look and you see little feet. Nope, little feet in the light,
like little animal feet.
Yeah, not baby feet. So apparently there was a rodent spotted in like the overhead or just the top part of the plane. It looked like I said, like on top of the light because you can like see the shadow.
Yeah, like it was somehow inside
the plane. Exactly. Yeah. So
I hate this so bad. Number one, two things that literally I am not Natasha when these things occur. I lose my entire self.
Freaks out
completely. Rodents and insects, like bugs and rodents. Forget everything you know about me. And so seeing the video and seeing the paws, the claws, the feet,
it was creepy.
It was crazy. And literally, I don't know what I would have done because there's a layer of it that I still feel slightly secure because it's like
in it.
It's in it.
Yeah.
It's not like exposed.
Right.
But then there's another layer of like my anxiety is like, well, how and if it wiggles its way into the actual cabin.
Exactly. Oh my God.
And we are at cruising altitude and this big thing is crawling around.
That is the real tea. At what point am I saying
no.
Is this like before we're in the air? Like at what point? Because that's going to determine how much I freak out. Like
no.
If I'm just getting on, I'm probably going to be like, okay, all right, let's get it off. Like, but if we're in the air, yeah, I'm probably going to freak out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it looked like,
honestly, it looked like maybe like a raccoon.
Like a raccoon or a possum.
A possum,
like,
yeah.
It wasn't just like a small like
rat
or
yeah,
something.
No.
Like, it was like.
It looked a little husky.
Yeah. I just had a possum in my trash can like the other day. I was so scared.
Oh no. See,
Yeah.
this is why I closed my trash can lid.
Yeah, I was like, ugh, I need a lid. I got a new trash can. It's like an industrial, like big trash can, but didn't come with a lid.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
that's exactly why. Because they crawl in there, then you go to put the bag, and they
I
pop
was
out,
so
and it's
scared. It's so
it's
ugly.
so. Oh my gosh! No, 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 no.
Yeah. So imagine just looking up on the flight
Oh,
and
geez.
seeing that little ugly face. Like, no.
My blood pressure is rising thinking about it.
I'm okay. Get
No.
me out of here.
Mm-mm. And of course, why had to be Spirit?
Spirit,
Y'all
exactly.
already
You know, people
know.
always looking for a reason to
They
throw Spirit under
always
the bus
looking.
anyway.
But then Spirit always giving them one. So it's like,
Listen,
come on, yellow, big yellow.
Big Yellow is crazy.
Like, I want the best for y'all.
Yeah, but that's
every
crazy.
time it be something that makes it real hard for me to make my argument.
Because I don't even want to know how that happened, but let's just not let it happen again, please.
Yeah. I read some of the comments, and I did see some great points, because usually the comments is full of mess, but there was some great points where people were like, what if this thing weaves its way into somewhere where electrical wires are exposed and it starts gnawing, and now things
Oh
are
my gosh. I didn't
jacking
even go
up
that
in the,
far.
so like, I'm like, whoa, baby,
Yeah.
whoa. Now I do understand how those things can get in, because you got to think,
Oh yeah,
literally
the
the
engine,
plane,
all
the
the stuff
engine
that's
is
out and
huge
exposed.
and exposed. Like,
Exactly.
things
That's
can
my
wiggle
thoughts
their way
exactly.
in.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not an uncommon thing, but it's still a freaky thing to
That's
consider.
crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Not the possum trying to take us out.
because if it's starting on the right thing, it's something malfunction. The possum took you out. All right.
Spirit, don't let it happen again.
And
Please.
I mean, it's like a perfect and a horrible segue into today's topic.
I should have thought about that.
Because
Some of these flights will probably be on Spirit, but that's fine.
Yeah, like, we're talking about least expensive flights.
Hopefully
from
the
what
possum
cities.
won't be there.
Oh my gosh, this is a terrible segue, but nevertheless, here we go.
Let's get into it. Least expensive flight.
Least expensive flights. So, again, to better understand what we're talking about, basically, if you live in Philly, Houston, Atlanta, so forth, then there are certain destinations that you can travel to where the flight is going to run you close to nothing. Yep. You just know that.
Absolutely.
Because of where you are. So today we're going to talk about some of those destinations, from the city to the destination, and what the average cost can be. So that way you will know, we don't just show favor to Philly. We really, there are great deals all around.
Yeah, and it's just major cities in general. So just exploring, whether you're in Philly or any of these major cities, or even if you visit these cities and then go to these international destinations.
Yep.
These are just
Ways
very
to save.
Reasonable ways to save. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the first one on the list is from Philly.
All that to say.
First one on the list is Philadelphia to Las Vegas. And
our fave.
If you know anything about Travel Guys International, then you know one thing's for sure, two things for certain. We're going to give a good Las Vegas travel.
You're going to Vegas for less than $200.
You're going to Vegas for less than $200.
Period.
But a large portion of our ability to do that is the flight.
Absolutely.
When we find a good flight deal, it makes everything else work out.
Yes.
And so the average cost of a round trip flight from Philadelphia to Las Vegas, again, we're looking at from November till end of March. I was looking at that. So that's the average. It's going to run you about $171 round trip. Now, why I say that is because I'm factoring in the lowest cost, which is maybe a $100 Spirit flight, and a higher cost of a $300 or so Delta flight. So that's how you get your average. But I mean, again, if you can score a flight for $171 round trip,
exactly,
you're going to save. So typically, anytime you're searching from Philadelphia to Las Vegas, you're going to find a really good flight deal.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
And nonstop.
Yep. Absolutely.
Nonstop. You can get a good nonstop.
You're going to get a good nonstop for sure. And I mean, if it's more than that, I'd say hold off or check a different date. Because I don't know about you, but I know what stuff be costing. So I be like,
I think the last time I went to Vegas, I spent more than I had liked, because I just was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
But you had to go. Like,
yeah, and it wasn't terrible. It still was very reasonable. But it was definitely like,
now I know
this could have been a
better.
little cheaper. It's okay.
Yes.
Probably like $50 difference.
Right. But again, that average is 171, but that just includes highs and low. You can really get that flight for like $89 round trip. We've seen it.
Exactly.
We've seen it. On Spirit of Frontier.
Especially if you got flexibility. And I would say with Philly to Vegas, good departures would be like Sunday, maybe Saturday.
Yes.
So if you are searching between, now and March, if you do have flexibility to leave Philly on the weekend, you'll probably get on the lower side of that average.
Yeah. And Tuesday, for whatever reason.
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday is really, really cheap. Like Tuesday to Friday.
Or Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
So next we are going international. Staying on the East Coast for departures. So Newark, which is basically in between Philly, New Jersey, and New York. They kind of consider it New York. Airport.
When you type it in,
when you type
New Jersey.
It's New Jersey. But when you type it in for some reason, most searches
clumps it
in as a New York airport.
Yes.
But it's so close to us that we like to consider it a neighboring airport.
Absolutely.
So Newark to Turks, which we love,
which y'all love,
and
I'm still deciding.
No, it's also very costly.
Yes,
we know it's very costly. So we're looking at an average of $290 round trip.
Really, really good.
Yeah, nonstop.
Yeah,
so under $300 to get from the East Coast to Turks,
yes,
I think is amazing. I mean, y'all know me. Anything under $500 when it's a passport stamp is worth it.
Yes, and the interesting thing about this Newark to Turks flight is this is really like thing. I always see this flight $300, $290 all the time, nonstop on United. All the time.
I was going to say that, and I was like, I'm 100% sure it's not a budget airline.
No, it's United.
Yep.
And it's always a thing. But the gag is, once you add your hotel, maybe your cost is going.
Oh, yeah. It is Turks.
Because this happened to me. Like,
it is Turks.
The fall of 2022 was the first time I started to see this 290 flight, and I jumped right on it like, ooh,
this is great.
Turks?
Yes,
say less. So that was like October, and I bought it to spend New Year's in Turks. I was like, 290 New Year's, what?
So you booked the flight.
Then when I started to look at accommodations, I was like,
cancel this flight. Give me my credit.
I ended up changing the flight, but basically, I'm not going here because I'm not doing this right now.
Yeah.
I'm not. I was reaching out to hotels and trying to get my agent rates and everything, and it was still. I was like, I'm gonna circle back. back.
Yeah, no, definitely going to cost you. But if you can save on the front end as far as the flight, which is often a very heavy part of the price, if you can save on that, then that can definitely save you on the overall trip.
For sure, But that Newark to Turks 290 is almost guaranteed.
It's your girls of Travel Fly Sexy.
Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at Travel Fly Sexy.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of Travel Fly Sexy, shoot us an email at info@travelflysexy.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
All the time. Another one is Houston.
Yes, Houston.
To El Salvador. Like the proximity of where Houston is located and the routes and the airlines that fly out over there, like Avianca, United, they have a really heavy footprint in the South America, Central America area. So honestly, a lot of the flights from Houston to El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico City, like kind of that direct region right under it.
Yeah.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable. And so specifically the average cost of like Houston to El Salvador, you'll find around like $220 round trip. Again, nonstop.
We love it.
Yes. So like we mentioned at the top of the show where you're like, if you do want to visit certain destinations and you are looking it up from your city and it's
Mhm.
very costly, the alternative is to look at what it would cost you to get to the other city.
Absolutely.
You know, if you can find a quick little round trip flight for $49, get to the other city and then save significantly
Yep.
on the cost of the flight to the destination that you want to go to.
Yep.
Yeah, because again, the South America, Central America from Houston, very, very reasonably priced.
Yeah, and it's like you can create your own layover. Like, you know, you don't have to depend on the airlines and Google to tell you, like, okay, you got to go here and spend 8 hours.
Yep.
You can go spend 8 hours somewhere if you line those flights up and you want to do a day in Houston.
Yes.
And then get an overnight flight to El Salvador.
Exactly.
Like,
that's an option.
It's a 2-in-1.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Back to Philly.
Back to Philly.
And to our favorite airport, most frequent
period
airport.
Thought it wasn't gonna be on the list.
Yeah,
you thought wrong
because y'all know we sending you to Mexico. But Philly to Cancun is literally always a great deal.
Can't go wrong. That's why we
It's
stay
always a
in
good
Mexico.
That you exactly, literally, like you can book the flight and figure everything else out.
You can,
like whether you
easily
want to stay in Cancun, Riviera Maya, Playa, just book the flight. You can figure everything else out.
That's definitely one of the ones where you could book the flight and figure it out. On the back end.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as far as an average from now going into March, $265,
which is crazy.
$265, and again, passport stamp, and that's why we always go. Like literally, if we get like invited for, you know, visiting a resort or something like that, the flight is going to be $250, like $239.
Right. The one time we got it for $190.
Yes, exactly, with Spirit.
Yes.
Yeah, so like we know for a fact that is the sweet spot. $250, $260, maybe $279, but you're really not going to oversee $300 to get from Philly to Cancun.
Yes, which is great.
Yeah,
like you really can't beat it. And there are a lot of those 190 flights in January and February. If you're looking, I saw them.
Escape the winter.
Escape the winter time.
And again, that's nonstop.
Nonstop.
Is that like a 3.5-hour flight or something like that?
Like it takes 3.5 hours to get from Philly to Dallas.
Yeah,
make it make sense.
That's true.
Next up on the list, Los Angeles to Honolulu.
Come on, West Coast.
LAX to HNL.
Yeah, that's
Hawaii.
That is a good one.
Baby. Now I understand why, you know, they just that's their Mexico
That's
for us.
Literally their Mexico.
or you know, Cabo. They frequent Cabo because it's right there down at, it's the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
How we just hop, skip, and jump over to Cancun. So again, if you want to go to Hawaii and you're trying to figure out that flight, because from the East Coast it can be much.
Yes.
You're almost always going to find it for less than $300 coming out of LAX. The average going into or up until March right now is about $250 round trip, $247. Nonstop
to Hawaii
round trip
is
Hawaii.
Insane to me.
And that is on Delta, that's on Alaska Air, that's on Hawaii Air, that's on American, that's on United. It's on all of them at that price point, right? So again, I think this is cool, this episode, because people might you always feel like you have to depart from your city.
No.
But lately I've been getting a lot of people asking, even when they're looking at travel deals, they're like, okay, well, do you suggest a route for me to get to this destination? Because they still see the value in the travel deal, even if it departs from a city that's not their own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially this next city.
Yes.
Because I personally took this route. Like I can get there to get there. And it was way cheaper than leaving Philly. So like little shades of Philly right there. This is BWI, Baltimore. And BWI has some really good international deals, especially when it comes to Europe.
Yes.
So getting to Europe is very reasonable, specifically Paris, because I, again, took this route from BWI to CDG with a stop in Iceland. Very cute, quick overnight flight. And average from Baltimore to Paris is about $310.
Yeah.
And that's about what I spent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about what I spent.
Which is great. Round trip to Paris, $310.
Yep.
with a little hour layover in Iceland.
Literally an hour. I didn't even get time to explore Iceland Airport. I'm like, okay. It was cute in there too, but
It's very cute.
Literally
That
had to
airport is
just
very
walk
cute.
through and go to the gate. I was like,
Yes.
well, which we love a layover that just leads right into the
To
next
the destination.
Yeah, but I was like, it's nice in here.
It's
Let me
very
get a little-
nice.
no footage. I got one video of Iceland's airport. I had to go. But that's how quick the layover was. And it's very seamless to get from BWI to Europe destinations. Even if Iceland's your final destination, it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, and nonstop.
Yep, literally nonstop.
Literally nonstop because you don't have to lay over.
Exactly.
But yeah, that Baltimore to Paris or Baltimore to Iceland. Baltimore to Iceland is even less expensive.
Because you don't have to pay for that final leg from Iceland
Bro.
to Paris. So it'd probably be like $2 something.
It was $2 something. It definitely was $2 something. But I know more people are like, oh, Paris, especially in the winter time.
Yeah.
So $310 average. And again, there's less expensive options and more expensive options, but this is the average. But I definitely saw a few $289s round trip as well. And obviously, depending on the airline that you choose, you know, your flight will be different. But that's really good for a round trip to Paris.
Telling y'all.
Next up, the New Yorkers, JFK specifically, because you know New York got like 18 airports.
Apparently.
I
guess.
So JFK to Bermuda. That's
cute.
I know. And honestly, we got to feature Bermuda more because it's such a good destination. I love it there. Those pink sand beaches.
Yeah, I'm like, now I'm thinking, I'm still trying to figure out where I want to go for my birthday next year because I'm a Virgo. So like immediately start thinking about my birthday after it's over.
After it's over. Great.
So now I'm like, Bermuda.
The nightlife in Bermuda is good.
Yeah.
And the people are so like, Bermuda, we here. But nevertheless, the average flight from New York to Bermuda is $325 round trip. And that's on JetBlue, that's on American. Those are the two that I saw the most. And those are nonstop as well. So just about $300 per round trip to Bermuda.
It's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all. And honestly, there's a lot of good nonstop flights to Caribbean destinations.
Absolutely.
On JetBlue specifically, out of New York.
JFK. Absolutely.
Out of JFK. They do it, and they do it very well, and they do it very affordably.
Yep.
Like St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Aruba, like all of those.
It's worth going, taking that extra trip to whether it's a train or some type of transportation to get to JFK.
Yeah.
To save on those flights because especially those Caribbean flights, it can be so much higher out of like a PHL.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
Shout out to JFK in that instant.
Yeah. But more importantly, shout out to JetBlue because it's really JetBlue.
Yeah, and it's like the
From
bougie
JFK.
Caribbean islands that are just like we'll get you
Bonaire and
we love it. We see you, JetBlue.
We see you, JetBlue.
Back to Philly. So this is one of my favorite routes, probably most frequent route I've taken in my life. Philly to Miami.
Period.
And it's just always so cheap, so that's why. Like you could literally get it for $3
if you wanted to. We'll find it.
Miami's not cheap, but getting there is cheap. So, girl math,
right?
You know. So average flight, and this is like for me, I feel like high.
This is high, but
it's going into spring break.
That's why. Yes.
So going into spring break, 137
round
trip nonstop from Philly to Miami. And again, we're talking from now until March. So it is going to be that going into spring break time. And people like me, because I feel like I go to Miami every December. Because like who wants to be in Philly in December? So it's a good time to escape the East Coast weather and just it's a guaranteed beautiful weather.
Yes.
And you get that quick Caribbean flight. If you don't want to spend $320 to go to Cancun, spend $1 something and
go to Miami.
There you go.
Miami.
I miss Miami.
Me too. Oh my gosh.
It's been a while.
Did I go this year? Did you go?
I think you went this year.
Oh, you know what? I did.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I went twice.
Yeah, I think you went this year. I didn't go this year.
I think I went twice with Amber this year.
Yeah, you definitely
went. I went in April.
I know you went for like a fam, and then
you're so right.
Yeah. I did not go this year. I didn't hit a lot of my favorite cities this year because I was traveling intentionally, which I am, proud of because I'm checking off my list.
Yes, you did your big one.
But yeah, I didn't go to Chicago. I didn't go to Miami. I'm like, what the heck?
That is actually devastating.
Yeah, just those two. Because I didn't go to Vegas this year, but I went to Vegas last year, so that's fine. But I didn't go to, just Chicago and Miami.
Those just like your babies.
Yeah,
though.
my two faves. I'm like very sad, but I will be there next year.
At this point, you're a deadbeat. Neglect to the highest.
And then so many people were in Chicago this year. I'm like,
right.
The people that literally was like telling me they didn't like Chicago, now y'all all went without me.
Well, did y'all use her itinerary?
Everybody was having a blast.
They were having a blast in Chicago.
Love that for y'all, though.
Hopefully, y'all used her itinerary, though.
Yeah, including Ricky, our producer, having a blast in Chicago without me using my itinerary.
I did not.
But at least he sent us pictures and stuff while he was doing it.
We wanted to be there. I really want some Giordano's bad.
But I will say Chicago's not on the list because the flights have been high.
The flights have been high this year.
And that's why I haven't gone. The flights have been high. They are not on this list, neither departing or arriving.
Right.
Because the flights have been high.
Like, what's going on in Chicago?
Yeah.
Like, getting out of Chicago and going somewhere, too.
It might be because we keep talking about it.
People are going.
All right.
Dang.
Moving on.
Podcast effect.
Like, there's no reason I can't get a day trip to Chicago for $47. I did it so many times.
Yeah. That I have not seen that at all this year.
No.
At all.
No.
Anyway. Next up on the list, Atlanta. Hey, AT aliens.
Okay, ATL.
Atlanta to Los Angeles. And I was actually kind of surprised when I found this one, but I said, okay, that makes so much sense. And honestly, that works very well with those two destinations, considering they're kind of like Black Hollywood and Hollywood.
That's perfect for someone who literally works both,
or MUAs, or just like all the working people that was,
or even just events. Like, if you live here and you need to go here, like if you live in Atlanta but you need to go to LA for like
BET week and all that stuff.
Yeah, same with Atlanta. There's always events. So if you live in LA and you need to go,
this is great. Yeah. So the average cost, and that's including again Spirit, Delta, American. This is the average. $169 round trip.
It's cute.
Yeah, like the Delta flights was very reasonable, and the Spirit flights was, you already know.
Yeah.
So the average, I'm like, average is $169 round trip. That's really, really good.
Yeah, nonstop too.
Nonstop. So
yes. From the East Coast to the West Coast for under $200.
Yeah. So I was like that's a good one, but because I will say lately, Philly to LA flights have been very okay, that's very cute.
Oh, really?
Yes, they've been all under $200. I've seen some 149s in November and December round trip.
I haven't looked because I just associate LA with being expensive.
Because normally our flights from Philly are expensive out of LA, so it's not something that I frequently look as well. But I did look because I was thinking about going to visit Amber, and I was like, this is very reasonable.
That's shocking. I'm surprised.
Amber going to listen to this episode and be like, why do you keep saying my name? She definitely listens to the podcast.
Last on our list, hey, Amber girl. We have Miami.
Period.
But we are going to San Juan. So Miami to Puerto Rico, which I think is also a very cute, quick route. This is really good. 106 is the average. So if that's the average, you can get below that.
You can get below that.
106 round trip nonstop from Miami to San Juan Airport.
Crazy. Yeah. And you know, Miami is such a melting pot, so it's already connecting so many areas of the world and the Caribbean to the United States. But just, Puerto Rico, Miami, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. And it's easy to get out of Miami into a lot of destinations.
It is. Like
whether flight, cruise, Miami is literally a good place to fly into to go to other places.
Yeah. And that's actually, you made a great point too when you think about cruising, because a lot of people do depart out of somewhere, a port in Florida. So coming from the various cities, even that we've mentioned today, or the ones that you guys live in, that's also something to consider when you're trying to look up your least expensive flight options. Like, how can you keep costs down because you're already going on a cruise that you've paid for, but you still have to get there.
Cruises give me so much anxiety.
You gotta take at least one.
I'm just like, it's so much going on. I gotta go the night before. I gotta get a flight. Like, I gotta pay for Wi-Fi. I gotta pay for drinks. I just am stressed.
You know,
it's a long checklist, and literally, because I've booked them before and just haven't taken them for various reasons, they send you this long checklist, and I'm just like, why do I have to do homework? Homework. You gotta pack a certain way. You gotta do this. I'm just like, girl, it better be a time when I get there.
Yeah. Hey, cruise people, tap in, because I've only ever taken one cruise in my life, and that was in 2018. So at this juncture,
I guess
I'm outdated.
You mean like a Carnival cruise? Because you just did a cruise in Croatia. Does that not?
Yeah, but I meant no. So that was I meant like a big Royal Caribbean ship, because that's what it was. Yeah. But no, like a yacht experience.
Yeah, I think all day. If I think I cruise, I think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, like, I think I'm 15 cabins.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do like a European cruise. Yeah. And then that way I can kind of, like
a river cruise or something like that. Yeah, but like the big ship experience, I've only done it once, and I don't know. It was still kind of early enough in my travel journeys where I was like, okay, but
I'm here.
As I assess it more, I'm just like, I don't know. I like the ability to navigate on land.
Yeah, I feel restricted. I think that's what it is. Y'all know I hate feeling confined.
Yeah, or like just having a whole bunch of rules. And
I'm like, y'all telling me too many things. Like, it's just too many things.
But people love cruising.
One bottle of wine. 1 case of water.
Yes, like
this amount of ounces. I'm just like, girl, like, it's too much. But prove me wrong.
Let us know.
And also, if you guys want to send me on a cruise for free so I can try it.
Yeah, because I need to understand it better.
I'm open to that. I need to take my cruise courses, because I think that is a thing.
Really should, like, you know what? Because I feel like we should pop out on a Virgin.
I would love a Virgin cruise. Yes. That's the only cruise that I'm like, sign me up.
Yeah, because I feel like it still feels like a resort.
It looked like a vibe.
Did you know you can get tattoos on Virgin Voyages?
No, I didn't know that.
They got a tattoo parlor on the ship.
I just know it's very, like, so many, like, photo ops.
They get Botox. They got a spa. They do they do fillers, injections.
Yeah. See, now
that's grown.
Cruise. That's the cruise for me.
It's so grown. So yeah, Virgin, we got to figure that out. We got to figure that out.
Do my classes for them.
All right. So those are our flight deals, or if you will, least expensive cities to travel from and destinations to travel to, for you to consider. Again, when we make travel deals, this is kind of how we do our research. It's like, what city is giving today?
For real.
And to what destination? And boom, magic happens. There's really no rhyme or reason. I wish it was way more Cinderella-y than that, but it's literally that. We spend all day just looking up flights.
Literally.
Jazz, what would you say is the best round trip flight deal you've ever seen?
From this list and just historically, I would say Philly to Miami. Philly to Miami is always like a good one. It usually gets you there early. You usually can get there in the morning to, get the full day and like leave at a good time, whether early morning if you want to get the full day back home, or a little bit later in the evening if you want to have more of the day. So the options, the prices, always a good joint.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say that Baltimore to Paris. When I see it marked at like 256, because it's been that low on Play Airlines, I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it is insane.
It's quite insane,
but it's real.
It's real.
I did it. I'm telling you, do not fret. If you see that Play Air and you're like, what the heck is that? They still getting their app and stuff together, but the flights are flighting. The prices are pricing. Staff's really nice as well. They're fun on Instagram, you know, but they still getting their stuff together.
But that's similar to Norse Atlantic Airways
Yeah.
as well, out of JFK. And, you know, they're like, all right, it's new. They're a new airline. Like, new airlines are popping up because now people are realizing, all right,
This is a
folks
thing.
are okay with, you know, a la carte experiences or
Yes.
upgrading and paying. So now we're seeing a lot more, a lot newer airlines coming from the eastern part of the world and then having their flights be available for us. I'm loving it.
I love it.
I'm
I
loving
love the option.
It's giving us so much more avenues that we can explore for our travels,
And it's cheaper.
and gives us the ability to travel more.
Yep.
And that's what we want. So, child. Because when North Atlantic said they only wanted $380 for a round, for that flight to Mykonos,
Like, take it.
take it.
Yes. I don't care what I gotta
Take
pay
it because
for
somebody else
after
paid
that.
$1,500.
Yeah, if you need me to pay for a bag, a seat, whatever, we'll figure it out.
Figure it, but you can have it. And it was a
Yes.
great experience.
Yeah.
So
Same with play. Great
keep
experience.
it coming, y'all. Keep it coming. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know you've booked folks on play. I'm trying to think if I booked anybody on Norse yet. Not sure, but maybe you'll be the first. Because if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next unforgettable vacation experience to life.
Yes. So whether you are going to any of these destinations that we mentioned today, or if you want us to pick what the cheapest flight and destination is for you, visit travelgoddessintl.com and we got you.
We got you, and it's time for the travel deal of the week.
She in Christmas mode, y'all.
Oh man, I am in the holiday spirit, guys. So excited. All right. So the next few weeks of episodes is going to be all the fun.
It's
and the fun.
time.
It's definitely time.
Y'all, hey,
all right.
we know you're enjoying the episode, but we just wanted to remind you to leave us reviews.
Yes, you guys are always telling us in our DMs, messaging us, letting us know how much you love the podcast. And we're like, we love the feedback, but let's get it on paper.
Please. And of course, if you have suggestions of topics or destinations that you'd like us to cover, shoot us a DM or send us an email.
Yes. Now let's get back into the episode.
Definitely time. All right. So this is a 5-day, 4-night trip. I know once y'all hear that 5 days, y'all be like, all right, let me locked in. Ain't no switching up.
That's a lot.
5 days for Jasmine, it's a lot for Jasmine. You know, Jasmine, that's a regular amount of vacation for people.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. All right. 5 days and 4 nights in Trinidad.
Okay.
Right? The Trinidad.
POS is their airport.
POS, yes.
I'm like, that's such a bad one. I hate that.
That is
I know it's like
airport
Port of
code.
Spain, but I'm just like, it's also piece of crap. I'm
Right.
like, Trinidad, please, we love y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Fix it.
Fix it. So yes, to Trinidad, airport code POS. Early December with round trip flights via Frontier Airlines.
Okay, Frontier.
I know, right? I said Frontier.
Cute
Okay.
little route. I see y'all
Y'all
expanding that footprint.
Yes. I
Okay.
said, y'all popping up in the Trini.
Okay.
Flying out of PHL. Y'all already know. Sorry, not sorry. And 4-star hotel accommodations at the Brix, which is a newer property, and it is an autograph collection under the Marriott umbrella. So you already know you'll get your washcloths. All of that, $520 a person.
That is very cute.
That is really good.
And actually considerable.
That's okay for Trinidad.
That is very
With
cute.
this, and this hotel is so cute.
Something about that name is just very posh.
The Brix.
It must be the
Oh,
X.
It's the X.
The X just gives like very posh. I'm
And
like,
it's a new modern boutique hotel
Sounds
autograph
like it.
collection. So if you know anything about Marriott, once they put the autograph collection stamp, it's giving.
It's new. It's cute.
It's cute. It's posh. You know.
Yeah.
It's an experience is what they go for. So $520 with your round trip flights, and you'll stay at the Brix. And a trip to Trinidad. Because let's be
Yeah,
honest,
that's dope.
Trinidad is normally it's gonna cost you
that's
more than
dope.
that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one, and you already
And it's
know.
around the corner.
Yeah.
So that's a great price
Yeah,
for like
like
a
if
few
you,
weeks.
yeah, like if you trying to make a move, make it. And you already know this is an exclusive travel deal, so
Period.
our premium membership is required.
Come on, $9.
That little $9 a month.
Come on. You might as well just get the year. I'm trying to be more mature this year. So going into the new year, I wouldn't just pay for the year.
Just like
For things,
get things
you know?
done.
Like,
yes.
Just pay for it.
Yeah, that's
you
a
know?
good point. Yeah, especially like if you have it now, it's like, and you know you're wanting to utilize X service.
Yeah.
And you can afford to just pay for the
That's
year.
growth.
That's growth, right? That's very grown.
Real grown.
Very mature.
Very mature.
Nevertheless, you can visit our website to get the details of this travel deal or to explore our membership option and then get the details of the travel deal. Visit us, travelgoddessintl.com. And fun fact, I've never been to Trinidad, so I don't know if they have brunch or not. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, me either. We gotta go see.
We gotta go find out. But nevertheless, it's time to get brunchy.
So this week's brunch abroad is in Philly. Sorry, Philly. Sorry everybody else.
Sorry, everybody else. We love it here.
Just come to Philly to catch your cheap flight and to get this brunch. I believe it's pronounced Kook Burger. Words be beating me up, y'all. So at first I was like Cook Burger, but it's Kook. I think it's Kook. Anyway, I recently tried them for brunch and it was dope. And it was bottomless. Very rare in the city. So, we're going to always mention when we have a bottomless.
Yes.
Few and far in between.
Yes.
So, they are located, they have 2 locations. They actually have one in New York City as well. But they're located over, I think that's like 20th and Market.
Okay.
And they have a sand beach upstairs, which is kind of on brand for the pod because it's like a little vacation in itself.
That's so cute.
So literally their upstairs is like an indoor beach.
Yes.
So they have different little things that you can like games and stuff that you could play and partake in. But the brunch was really good. Bottomless was $30.
That's so good. So yeah, very reasonable.
We loved it. And the food was
what we
good.
talking about with this bottomless? It's mimosas, it's martinis,
it's mimosas.
Okay.
It's mimosas. So yeah, it's just mimosas. But again, very rare in the city.
That is awesome.
So it was the beach upstairs for me.
Yes. And it's
okay.
Kook Burger. I feel like I might have rode past it.
Yeah, it's very bright. It's you will notice.
Is that the place that looks almost it has a Caribbean looking feel
it's
to the
blue and green?
Okay,
and
I've rode past
protruding sign out. It's very lively outside.
Yeah.
And inside as well. They
and
have
is the brunch only on the weekends?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
I need all day brunch. Every
day. Yeah, we need brunch today.
Jeez, guys, I get it, but I don't. All right. Last but not least, question of the day. Question of the day, Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
It is very simple. What city got the best food?
I'm a foodie, so I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat my way through every city. That's why I'm actually here. That is tough.
I know.
You go first.
I'm not.
Can I do 3?
No.
Okay. Okay.
You gotta choose. That's why it's the question of the day.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it simple with the first thought that came to my mind because I also have a top 3, but I'm just going to say New Orleans.
I knew because that's in my top 3 as well. But I'm like, she go first. I can eliminate. Okay. New Orleans.
Bro. When I think of food, I think of New Orleans.
I'm literally tasting red beans and rice right now.
And I'm tasting charbroiled oysters,
just tasting it in my head.
That food that gumbo at Morrow's.
Oh my gosh, yes, that ramen gumbo. Gumbo ramen. What is it?
Seafood gumbo ramen.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, New Orleans is another one that didn't make this list today because y'all flights sometimes be funny as well.
This year. I mean, we made it there early this year, thank God.
Yes.
But the prices have been
and I just
little
want
high.
to take my little day trip and go stuff my belly and come
right back, okay? Because that is a city you could eat your way through.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to also go with my first mind and say Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Chicago is a city that you can eat your way through, from fine dining to like local dining
Yes.
to like what they're known for with hot dogs, pizza,
Yeah.
popcorn. And they're known for a lot of things
That's
too.
very true.
And a lot of
Chicago
cities
is
are
known
known
for a lot
for
of things.
multiple things, but they're
Yes.
known for a lot of different foods.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Chicago.
That's another
That
good
pizza,
one.
and
That is another good one.
the pizza be.
All right, what was? Because I'm sure those two.
Houston.
All right, so we had the same top.
Yeah,
three.
I knew we had the same time.
We had the
literally
same
have the
top
same
three.
brain.
We had the same brain.
I just had to let her go first. But Houston is the third because
Because duh. Yes.
And I lied. That was my first mind. That was my first thought. I don't know why I lied to y'all.
Why I lied to you?
Sorry.
None of us would have known you lied.
I know, but I gotta be honest. I love y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Well, what would you say, guys, is the best city, or the city that has the best food? And I feel like we're gonna get some varying answers.
Yes, and tell us why and tell us where.
Tell us why and tell us
important.
where.
This is important. Be
Very
detailed.
important. Because we want to pull up.
Yes,
okay.
Very detailed in this one.
Please and thank you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube, and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒄.
And of course, if you have a product or a service that you would like to see featured on an upcoming episode of TFS, shoot us an email.
Yes.
info@𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒃.com. Let's get your products and stuff up here.
Right.
Or
So
let's
I
get
start
us
having
to
my coffee
you.
here.
I mean, you need your coffee because Jasmine will not function without it.
But also check out our itineraries. We have a
Yes.
bunch of travel itineraries for a lot of the places that we talked about today, cities wise, and definitely the places that we talked about when it came to best food.
Yes.
So if you want to check those out, definitely visit the website 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒃.int and check out those itineraries.
Yes, ma'am. I think that's our episode.
Yes, we love a good cheap flight.
We do.
The energy is up now.
Yes, because you know, where can we go?
Right now.
Right now.
It might be to POS. We're going to see.
You could just call it Trinidad. You petty.
All right, y'all.
Until next time, guys. Bye.